Blakely, junior infielder Laura Mealer, and senior outfielder Rylie West. Coach, like to open up with an opening statement, and then we'll go into questions.
In postseason, a win's a win. Doesn't matter how you get it, doesn't matter how you start, it's all about how you finish. We started pretty rough, but I'm really proud of them for just hanging in there, and, you know, we finally were able to put some runs on the board, and really proud of our pitchers. I thought they did a great job not letting, you know, anything that happened around them affect them, and those two just continue to come up clutch. They are at their best when the pressure's on.
Going to questions, and please wait for a microphone. Start off with Laura.
Laura, do you have something against Alabama, the school, personally? You know, you hit some bombs with them last year at Middle Tennessee, but just when that ball came off the bat, you saw it go over the wall. What were the emotions for you to see that one go over?
I have something against them. Honestly, yes. I've been a Tennessee fan my whole life, so
She's wearing orange, Cora. Come on.
Alabama's not my favorite team, but I think the emotions were just through the roof for everybody. It was a hot day. We were dripping from head to toe, and I was just really leaning on my teammates. Everybody was there for me, and I could feel the confidence that everybody else had in me, which made me have more confidence in myself.
Coach, what does it say about in the back here? What does it say about your team that despite some few mistakes early, they kind of kept their head in the game and propelled themselves to a win?
It says they're tough, you know, and I mean, there was no panic. We really just had to come down. I mean, I think we started the game with just a lot of adrenaline. They were super excited to play. And I think when you have that much adrenaline going, sometimes you can rush. And I think that's what we did. There were plays that, you know, are very uncharacteristic of us. I mean, you know, the first two innings when they scored, it's like it's a single, you know, and then it becomes a triple, and, you know, and then we have a wild pitch. I mean, the one thing Soph's been doing all year is blocking balls up like crazy. I mean, she's been phenomenal at that. So, you know, and Rylie, I mean, a ball doesn't get by her in the outfield. So just some things that were really out of character, but I think were a result of us really just being really fired up to play. And we got to do a better job of kind of feeling that in ourselves and knowing where our emotions are and bringing ourselves back down to an equal level.
Rylie, what was that dugout like when Tennessee was down 2-0, struggling at the plate against Beaver? How were you able to sort of still keep some semblance of momentum going against her?
Well, first off, our pitchers kept us in the game, so it was pretty easy to keep those positive thoughts, and just like our talk and our communication was just up the entire time. So the conversations were just talking about our process and keep doing what we need to do. We were attacking Beaver well, and we just needed to stick with that, but it was just positive thoughts. We were dripping on each other, talking positive the entire time.
Yeah, Rylie, you know, the error in the first inning, but then you make that tremendous play off the wall. And how did you kind of keep that mentality to not get down on yourself defensively and make a play like that to make sure that they don't score again?
I think I just told myself I don't have to like make a play to make up for it. It's the first inning, and it's more about the response to the error rather than the error itself. And so I knew I was going to get another ball. I don't know if it was going to be a big play, but just making sure I get the next play for the team and not making it bigger than what it is and try and make up for something. Because if you try and make up for something, you're going to make things too big. So I was just getting the next play and then thinking slow is smooth, smooth is fast, like just repeating that in my head over and over.
Laura, did you get a good look at White leaping for that ball? I mean, I don't know if I couldn't see if you had your head down run, and I saw you leap after she leaped. Did you see that whole sequence, or did you think she caught it? I mean, what was going through your head there?
I've seen it before. So whenever she went up, I didn't have a whole lot of faith that she was going to catch it. But as soon as I saw her come down without the ball, it was just the most amazing feeling that I could pull through for my team in that moment when we needed it.
Last question. Karen, you seemed still, judging by, were you happy with the at-bats? It seemed like you were happy with the bats you were having early, even though they were quick, that you thought you would break through eventually. Were you pleased with the at-bats the team was having early?
I thought we came out the gate really well. And I thought we attacked pitches in the zone, and if they came early in the count, we were ready to hit them. And actually, through the first two innings, I felt like we were making some good contact, getting some good barrels, just things hadn't fallen. And then I think they adjusted, and that's what you're going to do is, you know, if we're jumping on pitches early, then they're going to start maybe working off the plate a little bit early and a little more off speed, and that's where we didn't make the adjustment in our process. We kept going up there with expanding, being a little bit too aggressive, and then you saw some weak contact.
Karen, you had Gabby come in pinch hit, which kind of started the whole, offensive turnaround in that fifth inning. Just what went into that decision, and what stood out to you about her being a freshman coming in such a big game, such a big moment to come through for you guys.
There's not a situation this entire year where I felt like it was too big for Gabby. I just like how she steps in the box. I like her presence. We've got a righty-dominated lineup, so throw a lefty in there. It's a little bit different look. And Gabby does a good job of hitting the ball on the line, hitting the ball on the ground. And we were in a situation where, we hit a few pop-ups, and we just needed something that, we could maybe do something with. And she got us a ground ball, and, I know we scored on an error, but heck, we made a couple of them early too. So tit for tat, right?
Coach, what do you think it says about Laura and Riley that they come up with huge clutch plays, the 2-run home run, and then that rifle to third to get that out?
They're phenomenal players, and they're clutch. And, this week I kind of challenged Laura a little bit to remember who she is. I mean, we wanted Laura here because of what we saw her do at MTSU against good competition. I mean, she tore up that regional down there last year at Alabama. And I just said, Laura, that's who you are. Doesn't matter what's happened the last week or the last 2 weeks or anything. Like, I need you to go up there with a swagger and know that you can do damage anytime the bat's in your hands. And, I mean, I've watched Riley just grow over these 4 years. And, I mean, I was sitting in my office 30 minutes before the game today, honestly thinking about her and just how proud I am of her and how she really goes out there and surrenders and lets go. And it's so fun to watch her have so much joy playing. And that's why she's able to respond from that mistake in the first inning, because she's learned, hey, let's let go.
Riley, there was no hesitation on that error. You sprinted around third immediately, and then the slide you got underneath. What went into the decision to go right away from third, and then how did you avoid the tag there?
I'm laughing because there was a bit of hesitation coming around third. I needed to be looking at Karen, and it wouldn't have been as close. So, I mean, as soon as I rounded the corner and I was going, I was not going to let anything stop me, and I was going to get to the back corner and get my hand in any way I could. But I could have been better on that play and not made it close and not made it like a reviewable play. I could have just kept the stress level down on that one, but
She discovered her closing speed real quick.
Coach, what'd you like from Peyton coming in the 6th and 7th inning? And then based on that, do you know what your pitching decision is going to be tomorrow?
I don't know yet. I'll watch the video. Peyton wasn't as sharp as Peyton usually is. I mean, the hard hits were actually calls that are supposed to, be kind of chase pitches. But the thing about Peyton is it's almost like she's going to will something to happen in her favor because she is just so darn competitive. So you just have this belief in her. Her teammates have that belief. All the coaches have that belief. And you kind of knew that when it came down to it, Peyton wasn't going to let anybody beat her.
Last two right here on the right side.
Rylie, I don't know if I missed one, but I definitely saw a couple huddles where it looks like Kiki had rounded everybody up, was talking to them, and then I think after the 5th inning, you had, taken over the huddle. Just, were the messages that you guys were trying to get through the teammates, and what's it like to, I guess, lead with Kiki in that way, especially the last time around for you guys?
yeah, a lot of our conversations throughout the game were kind of take a deep breath. We were so excited to play today, and we were just so excited for this moment, and we knew it was going to be a tough game. But a lot of it was getting the team together to take a deep breath together, make eye contact, and then move on. But leading with Kiki, she's just a phenomenal leader, and I know our time is winding down together, so I just want to play forever together because she's just a phenomenal leader, and she makes me better as a human being, and she makes this team better. So as long as we get to play together, I'll be on top of the world.
Karen, I might be reaching here a little bit, but Carlin, was she having a little trouble gripping the ball? I noticed she was going to the dirt a lot between pitches, and also Murphy was talking about they shortened up on some of their swings. Maybe, I don't know if that was an adjustment from the previous series, but were those factors in her day today?
You could see that they had shortened up a little bit, but I still didn't think that they really did a lot of damage on any swing in particular. But they made things happen. They put the ball, in play and just kind of, forced us to make plays. And like I said earlier, it was uncharacteristic that we didn't make some of the plays we usually make. I think it's humid this time of year, so there's going to be some more sweat out there. But she had her rosin and she was going to the dirt. She never said that she was having a hard time gripping the ball. We were fully prepared for her to have the tools she needed to make sure that that wasn't an issue.
Thank you all very much for your time.
Thank you.